The film's plot unfolds in a Roman antiquities museum in Hungary, where we see a masked man arrive at the museum while his assistant, Vera, attempts to seduce and flirt with a surveillance camera's guard to distract him from the theft about to take place. The thief sneaks into the museum's data room to steal the secret code for a hidden room, while Vera hacks the surveillance cameras and informs the thief that the area is clear. The thief removes his mask and enters the gallery containing Roman statues. However, the thief has no intention of stealing the Roman statues, but is there to steal a precious painting, leaving a black circle in its place before escaping. The next morning, the European Interpol police, led by Officer Elena, arrive at the museum and find the black circle left by the thief. Elena tells her colleague, Ozan, that she is surprised by the theft, as the thief left behind all the expensive statues and chose to steal only one artwork. Ozan suggests they begin investigating the stolen artwork to uncover its significance. They start gathering information about the stolen painting, and Elena notices it was a romantic painting. She recalls that there have been several recent thefts of romantic artworks, all painted by unknown artists. Elena decides to exclude works by famous painters from their investigation, narrowing down the possibilities to 2 romantic paintings the thief might target next, one in a museum in New York and another soon arriving at a museum in Istanbul. Elena jokingly remarks that they are chasing a romantic thief and presents her findings to her superior, explaining that the romantic painting heading to Istanbul will arrive in a few days and will be auctioned off. She suspects it is likely the thief's next target. However, Elena's superior is skeptical. 5 days later, Elena and Ozan arrive at the Istanbul Museum, awaiting the arrival of the romantic painting. Suddenly, an alarm blares, and Elena and Ozan discover that the thief has stolen the romantic painting as predicted, leaving behind a black circle. Elena is deeply frustrated for arriving too late. She then notices someone walking calmly on the ground floor carrying a bag. She follows the person and threatens him with her gun, only to be shocked to discover that it is her former lover, Johnny. Elena recalls the day she cried over Johnny's disappearance, believing him dead, and remembers seeing news of his return. Shocked by Johnny's appearance, she allows him to escape in his car, paralyzed by emotion. It becomes evident that Johnny is the thief who has been stealing romantic paintings from museums. Elena returns to the surveillance room at the Istanbul Museum and discovers that all the cameras had been disabled during the theft but were operational beforehand. She sees Johnny in front of the stolen painting and captures a photo of the scene to show her superior. However, her superior is unconvinced that Johnny is the thief, given his reputation as a billionaire businessman who could buy any painting he desires. He dismisses her findings and asks her to drop the matter. Elena returns to her office, where Ozan asks if she is certain Johnny is the thief. Elena affirms her suspicions and confides that she plans to reconnect with Johnny to gain his trust and ultimately arrest him, as Johnny is unaware of her current position as an Interpol officer in Istanbul. Elena begins monitoring Johnny's movements, surprising him when she reappears in his life. Johnny sits beside her, claiming he has been searching for her for a long time and attempts to explain his past disappearance. However, Elena refuses to engage with him. As part of her plan, she allows him to approach her again. Johnny insists on talking to Elena, eventually inviting her to lunch to explain everything. She accepts, and Johnny confesses that he wasn't ready for marriage despite his love for her, fearing he would lose her. He further explains that after trying to reach her in France, he discovered she had returned to Istanbul. Johnny asks for another chance, promising never to repeat his past mistakes. Elena agrees, on the condition that Johnny will be honest with her in the future. Secretly, Elena's plan is to use their renewed connection to gather information on all the romantic paintings Johnny has stolen. Her investigation reveals that Johnny has stolen 9 paintings worldwide. Meanwhile, Ozan looks into Vera, Johnny's assistant and hacker, and learns she has been living in Istanbul for 3 years due to a criminal record of thefts abroad. The third member of Johnny's team is his personal driver, Omar, though Ozan finds no evidence of Omar's involvement in any crimes. Ozan discovers that Johnny regularly meets Vera and Omar in a warehouse, which might be their headquarters for planning heists. One night, Elena dons a mask and infiltrates the warehouse, finding documents and plans that she quickly photographs. However, Vera arrives, points a gun at her, and attacks her. Elena fights back, injuring Vera with a sharp object before escaping in her car. Vera later informs Johnny and Omar of the intrusion, suspecting that the masked intruder was a skilled police officer. Johnny dismisses Vera's concerns, doubting that a police officer would act alone. Examining the photos she took, Elena discovers that Johnny's next heist is planned at a gallery in the Czech Republic. Later, Johnny tells Elena he needs to travel to the Czech Republic for business. Elena, unsurprised, understands he is planning another heist. She insists on accompanying him, and Johnny reluctantly agrees. During their trip, Vera grows suspicious of Elena, recognizing her eyes from the warehouse encounter, though Omar dismisses her suspicions as paranoia. In the Czech Republic, Johnny attends to his supposed business meeting, while Elena secretly follows him with Ozan. They lose track of him inside the gallery until the alarm rings, signaling the theft of another romantic painting. As usual, a black circle is left behind. They spot Johnny leaving on a motorcycle but fail to catch him. Frustrated but determined, Elena refuses to abandon her mission. Back in Istanbul, Johnny invites Elena to a costume party hosted by a wealthy art collector named Fazal, known for his advanced security systems and valuable art collection. During the party, Fazal shows off his underground vault, which can only be opened with his voice and facial recognition. Johnny plans to steal one of Fazal's paintings using a 3D printed version of Fazal's face and voice recordings. On the night of the heist, while Vera disables the cameras, Johnny successfully opens the vault and swaps the painting for a black circle. Meanwhile, Fazal's guards catch Elena trying to warn Fazal of the theft. Fazal dismisses her warning, believing his security system to be foolproof, until an alert confirms the theft. The next morning, Fazal confronts Elena at her home, thanking her for indirectly confirming Johnny's identity as the thief. He plans to take revenge on Johnny. Elena rushes to warn Johnny, who surprises her by revealing that he knows she is an Interpol officer. Johnny admits he staged the Istanbul theft to reconnect with her. Despite their mutual manipulation, they confess their feelings for each other. Fazal and his men track Johnny to his forest hideout, leading to a shootout. Johnny is cornered, but Ozan and the police arrive just in time to arrest Fazal. Johnny hands over incriminating documents about Fazal, securing his own freedom. Ozan assures Elena the decision to arrest Johnny is hers alone. Elena, now fully in love with Johnny, chooses not to arrest him. She decides to continue her life with a romantic thief, ending the story on a note of passionate defiance.